Good morning and welcome. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today for our episode 2 webinar, talking to operators on Kangaroo Island. We do have 4 operators today, so a little bit less than last week, but which means we get a lot more time to actually hear about their product, what they do, and why you should be booking your clients on their tours or in their accommodation. Now, as far as things go today, I will do a little bit of housekeeping first. If you do have any questions throughout today's webinar, there is a little Q&A box down the bottom, so you can put your questions in there. Now, some of our fantastic presenters might answer your questions throughout the presentation, but we can also have a Q&A session at the end of today. There is a little chat box as well. Feel free to put questions in there, but sometimes they can be missed and they don't get answered for everybody. So if you want to just say we're doing a fantastic job, as you often do, that's always nice to hear. And we're very, very happy to hear that. So if you want to send that through, as well as any suggestions. So without further ado, to try and get as much time talking to the operators so you can learn all about their product, first up, we're going across to speak to Dave, who's representing Sea Dragon Lodge. So I'll take my screen off and mute myself so you can hear everything he has to say about the fantastic product at Sea Dragon Lodge. Fire away, Dave.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sea Dragon Lodge. So we are a luxury retreat on Kangaroo Island. Just this little first slide here, it shows one of our multi-bedroom villas, which we'll get into a little bit later. If you could go to the next slide, please. So a good thing to start off with is where we're located. So we're on the Dudley Peninsula. So if you imagine on the right-hand side of your screen, you see that little small island attached to the big one on that peninsula. So imagine that as a little microcosm of the larger island. So the ferry's only 25 minutes away, the airport's only 50 minutes away, so it's only a 45-minute ferry across from the mainland or a 30-minute flight from Adelaide. So really convenient place for interstate. And on this Dudley Peninsula, which we'll see next, is all the wonderful things that you can see that are really close. So you can see right down in the right-hand corner there, that's where we are, Sea Dragon Lodge and Villas. So we've got the lighthouse, we've got Devil's Kitchen, we've got one of the best beaches on the island, in my opinion, which is Antechamber Bay. We've got 2 wineries within 20 minutes. We've got a swim with dolphins experience in Penishore. We've got Pennington Bay and the Oyster Farm. So we've got all this, which is just within 30 minutes of our property, which is fantastic. And on our property itself, we've got the wildlife, the walking trails, the swimming, the bird watching, and everything which we'll show you next. So Pennington Bay, beautiful area to see. That's usually, as you can see, the waves there, it's where the surfers tend to go. So at low tide, you've got wonderful rock pools. At higher tide, you've got a wonderful beach to go and see. And that's also where Prospect Hill is as well, where you can go and climb up. Devil's Kitchen. So that is just 10 minutes walk away from us. You can see Cape Willoughby Lighthouse in the background. It's one of the oldest lighthouses in the country. The oldest one in South Australia, and you see these huge, big, beautiful pink granite rocks and this very lush coastline, which is so close, and you get this iconic photograph where you can go and see and go look at, which is fantastic, and that's super close to us. Antechamber Bay, like I mentioned, so it's this 3-kilometre long stretch of beach, and we like to call it the Whitehaven of Kangaroo Island. So Whitehaven Beach up on the Whitsundays, this is our equivalent. Super beautiful, stretching out there. But unlike Whitehaven, which gets up to 1,000 visitors a day, usually if you're walking down this 3-kilometre long stretch of beach, you'll be one of the only people on it, which is fantastic. And that's only 10 minutes drive away from us as well. Secret Seals. So as part of our package, a part of the packages that we can offer, we offer tours as well. We're a fully accredited tour company. Our head tour guide writes and photographs for Australian Geographic, which is fantastic. And Secret Seals is on a private property, which we have exclusive access to. So unlike when you go to other areas, other wildlife experiences, where you'll be fighting for position to see the seals, we can actually take you on a private tour. All our tours are private, so just be you and the people who you're traveling with. We can take you down to this wonderful seal colony, which is predominantly New Zealand first seals. And we can give you a bit of a speech down there, show you the seals, and you get this really personal, intimate wildlife experience of seeing animals in their habitat where they're supposed to be and thriving on it as well, which is fantastic. Great wineries, as I mentioned. Dudley Wines won a gold medal for the best wineries for one of the best wineries in South Australia. And considering the considerable and weighty competition that is on the mainland, it's a pretty great feat to accomplish. So really close to us, great spot to go for lunch, beautiful views, beautiful wines, and once again, super close to us as well. So wonderful on this Dudley Peninsula. So this is just a little photo, and you can see where we are in relation. So you can see those little red squares. They are our villas. So we have 8 villas altogether. We have 5 one-bedroom villas and 3 multi-bedroom villas. So on this property, 2/3 of our property is a wildlife conservation area. So that 2/3 is protected, and it will continue to stay protected as well. So that's why we've got all these wonderful wildlife, which we'll see next. And you can see how close that lighthouse is over to the left, down to Devil's Kitchen, that wonderful view of the granite rocks. And also just below, you can just see the start of our private beach down there where you can head down. That's called Pink Bay. Wonderful place to be. Quite a few proposals I've been happening there in the past few weeks just because it is such a wonderful place. And it's a lovely place to go, beautiful to swim as well. We see dolphins there most days. Past few days, when the weather's a little bit calmer, we love to go around there and hunt. So it's a wonderful place to sit on your balcony and look down and see the dolphins in the water. So we like to say we're a destination in ourselves, because I think everyone can agree in these times, everyone's looking for a little bit of escapism. So I think people, domestic tourists, are constantly surprised of the experience they can have. A lot of people think of a holiday at home is going to involve them bringing 16 bags of shopping, cooking, washing up, and having to do a lot more work, and at the end feeling like they haven't really had a holiday at all. So what we can offer is a room only, if you wish. If you do like to cook, if you do want that lifestyle, fantastic. But if you do want to come, stay in one of our villas. This one you can see in my photo here is one of our deluxe spa villas. So a spa there on the veranda on the left, and the beautiful beach you can see down there. We do a full catering option. So we deliver meals to your room, freshly prepared, and then you can just heat them up at your leisure. So it's one of these wonderful experiences where you don't have to get dressed up for dinner. You can still eat lovely quality food and not have to feel like you get dressed up. You can even just sit and have dinner in your pajamas, which is pretty fantastic. So what are our key differentiators? So like I said, we've got the wonderful private beach. We've got the wildlife literally on our doorstep. Ocean views. People are constantly surprised when they arrive, because it's very hard in a photo to get the depth and to be able to see the wonderful view which we have. The secret seal store, which we said, the delicious home cooked meals which we can prepare and bring to you. So all of this is packaged into this all-inclusive package which we can do. So that includes your transfers, it includes your food, it includes your tours. We do a full day KI tour, and we can do a half day secret seals combined with one of the wineries as well. And all of these tours are fully bespoke and tailored for each individual person. So if it was 2 people staying, it would just be those 2 people on the tour. They would go meet our tour guide in the morning. Like I said before, the tour guide's very, very experienced on KI, right for Australian Geographic, extremely knowledgeable, and can do pretty much anything you want for the day within the time limit which you have. And we like to have this eco focus as well, because when you're looking at a conservation park and you're sitting in a conservation park, you obviously have to be mindful of the impact you can have on that. And knowing that you can sit here looking out from your spa, look over to that wonderful environment, it's pretty fantastic. How to book us?
I have to shoot through the next bits pretty quick, Dave, to make sure everyone else has got their time.
Yeah, let's go for it. So book us through your preferred wholesaler. That's the easiest way to do it, or direct with us. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, really quickly on the wildlife, The red-crested cockatoo, which you can see, we get quite nerdy about this. We have a breeding colony of around 30. And considering there are only 400 left, so almost 10% of being around the Dudley Peninsula, it's pretty fantastic. So why not join us on the beach on Pink Bay? And the best way to contact us is those contact details there on the left. Steve, our owner, who's in the photo there, and also our direct reservations email just below. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dave. So that is the Sea Dragon Lodge. Now, next up, we're going to be staying on the Dudley Peninsula, and we're just moving a little bit further north to the Seafront Group, and we have Nicola, who'll be telling us all about what they have for offering in their, not one, but a couple of different properties. So fire away, Nicola.
Thank you. Yeah, welcome to Kangaroo Island. First of all, I wanted just to go through the 3 properties that we own. So we'll start with our accommodation in Penneshaw. So we're located in Penneshaw, which is only 300 metres from the Sea-Link ferry, as opposed to we are 45 minutes away from the airport. So it makes us a great location for people, certainly for the first night and the last night on Kangaroo Island. We find ourselves, you know, 88% of people come through via the Sea-Link ferry terminal, so it puts us in a great stead for your location on the island. So we'll just go through some of the properties that we have. So we've got 3 properties and they're all based in Penneshaw. So we own and operate the Penneshaw Hotel, which is our main dining experience. The Seafront Hotel, which has 30 rooms, and we have a pizzeria and breakfast facilities at the Seafront Hotel. And then we purchased the Seafront Holiday Park about 6 years ago, but we're in the process of developing that quite rapidly. We have got powered and unpowered sites. We last year completed 6 glamping tents, which I'll be able to show you. And we've got some exciting news that we're building 5 bell tents on there. So they're the properties that we own and operate in Penneshaw. So we'll go to now the Seafront Hotel. As I said, this is a 30-room hotel located in Penneshaw. So as soon as you get off onto the island, on the left-hand side is us. We'll go through the room type. So we are accredited 4-star property. We've been able to have an opportunity over the COVID couple of months to redecorate our seafront rooms. As I said, they're accredited to 4-star, but we've bought 12 new king beds. We've done bed heads, lighting, new furniture, as in lounges, curtains. So, you know, as tough as this has been, it's been giving us an opportunity to go through all of our rooms quite thoroughly and, you know, do a really fresh update on those rooms. So they were the seafront rooms. We have 12 of those. And then we also go into different types of accommodation. And these are the deluxe villas. The difference with the deluxe villas, these ones are based in the garden and they have a little kitchenette in them. So separate living area to bedroom and ensuite. So they're great for a little bit longer stays because you've got your microwave, your cutlery and your crockery, so forth, for people that do want to have that little bit of cooking facilities. So, and then after the deluxe villas, then we go into a bit bigger accommodation, which is great for families. So you've got your 2 and your 3 bedroom villas. We do an all-in-one price for those, which is great, instead of 2 people and then add on. So you'll see in our tariffs that we do up to 4 people and up to 6 people in those tariffs for those. So that's the 2 and 3 bedroom villas. We'll go next slide. Maybe. Great. So with the seafront, with our amenities that we have a swimming pool, which we just grasped that and freshened that up as well. We also, great for families, we've got mini golf. There's free Wi-Fi throughout the property room. We can also hold conferences up to 80 people. And as I said, we've got a couple of restaurants. So we own and operate the Penneshaw Hotel, which is, you know, great pub cuisine, and then we've got the Sorrento's Pizzeria on site as well. Obviously in-house guests are first priority, so we make sure that they're locked in for dinner in either one of those restaurants as well. So onto that as well, this is the caravan park that I spoke about, so the Seafront Holiday Park. So December last year, we finished on the 23rd of December. Literally, we had our first guest come in on the 23rd of December to our new Seafront Eco Luxury tents. They're fully booked out, and then obviously we had the bushfires over here, which we are, you know, over 100 kilometres away from it, so that we weren't directly affected at all. However, obviously the people coming over to KI was affected. So we went through a little bit of downturn in those, which was okay. It made us go back and make sure that we had everything perfect. And then we had the Book Them Out campaign, so we were fully booked. So we've been really super proud of these. Now these tents, there's 6 of them. They've got queen size beds. They've got full en-suites in them, which you'll see a photo in a minute. So they are suitable for, at the moment, for adults only. So we've made a really beautiful retreat up there. As you can see, they've got a little kitchenette. So they've got a tea, coffee, mini bar, fridge, sinks. They are the stunning en-suites that they have as well in them. We use all local produce for the mini bars. They've got espresso pod coffee machines, reverse cycle air conditioning. They really are really high-end luxury for an eco tent. So as I said, we're super proud of them. They've all got a beautiful, magnificent ocean view over Hog Bay Beach. We've used local artwork throughout the property as well, and really tried to fit in the environment in with the tents. Each of the tents are actually themed different. We had a little bit of fun with them. So we've got everything from an African theme to an ocean theme. There's a Balinese theme. And then we've got a Kangaroo Island tent, which has got a Kangaroo Island wall blanket, artist work that you can purchase in there as well. So, and there's a Moroccan theme. So we had a little bit of fun with the decor, with the eco tents. And now, how exciting, come mid-December this year, we are going down the lines of bell tents. So we are purchased, and they should be ready to go by mid-December, if not earlier, and there's going to be 5 of them. So these are all commissionable, all sellable through your wholesalers. And with the bell tents, we're actually going to do 3 family tents as well. So they'll fit up to 4 people. So if you need any further information, either contact us direct for any information. The details are on here, and how to book, and obviously contact your preferred wholesaler. That's it from me, so enjoy.
Thank you very much, Nicola. Bang on time as well. All right, so next up, after Seafront Group, we're going touring now with Kangaroo Island Ocean Safari. So we have Sandy here. And so without further ado, I'll let Sandy take us away to tell us all about what they do.
All right, hi everyone. So we've got Kangaroo Island Ocean Safari. We have 2 vessels. We have a 12-seater vessel that you can see on the screen now, and we also have a 38-seater vessel. We're also located in Pennyshore, which is on the Dudley Peninsula. So clearly the Dudley Peninsula is a place to stay and play. We're located only about 500 metres away from where the Sea Link and Kangaroo Island Connect ferries arrive and depart daily, and about 45 minutes from the Kingscote Airport. Our tours are suitable for all ages, so no one's too young or too old. In fact, kids 2 and under are free. And we can arrange bus shuttles as well if needed from, you know, Kingscote Township or from the airport. So this is one of our tours. We've got the 75-minute Ocean Safari. Now this particular tour departs 3 times a day at 9, 3 and 4:30. So we go out and we cruise the coast. We start at Christmas Cove Marina in Pennyshore. We go and look for the dolphins. There's resident pods of dolphins, bottlenose dolphins in Pennyshore, as well as common dolphins. So we go and look for the dolphins and the long-nosed seals as well along the coast. We have resident white-bellied sea eagles along the coast as well. And also this time of year we've got the whales. So the last few days we've seen humpback whales as well as southern right whales. So these tours go out both in our 12-seater and our 38-seater. So here's a short video of what to expect. So as you can see, the marina is very easy access. It's easy to get on board the boat. And we stay nice and close to the coast as well. So we're not going far out into the deep, deep ocean. We're staying nice and close to the coast where it's nice and calm, and where all the wildlife is. The wildlife is really close by, so we don't have to travel far to go and see it, which is perfect. We also offer a 2-hour snorkeling safari. This safari goes out every day at midday. We provide everything that's needed, including wetsuits, your fins, your masks, your snorkels, and we head out in the water for 2 hours. Now, we're the only operator in South Australia that actually swims with long-nosed seals, so it's actually a very unique underwater experience. And we also swim with the dolphins and offer coastal snorkeling as well. So it's a fantastic wildlife experience right in Pennyshore. So here's another video of what you can expect on a snorkeling safari. So we also see the Australian sea lions as well under the water, as well as the long-nosed fur seals. And just nice shallow water that you snorkeling as well. Very safe activity and perfect for families. And beautiful pristine water. So on the snorkeling safaris, we also take as a maximum of 10 guests at a time. So obviously there's no overcrowding on board the vessel. You have your skipper on board as well as an assistant on board as well. He'll be pointing you in the right direction of all the wildlife and giving you obviously information on what you're going to see. So these are our vessels. We've got our 12-seater vessel on the left-hand side and our 38-seater vessel on the right-hand side. They are available for private charter, so if you've got a group that wants to head out on either vessel, we can arrange it. The larger vessel can be geared more for private functions, such as birthdays, or if anybody wants to go out and have a private snorkeling experience. It is fully licensed, that vessel. And then we've got the 12-seater vessel, which can also be used for the same experiences. So we also have some buses. So we've got Kangaroo Island Safari, and we have 9 buses available. So we can provide guest transfers if needed, and organise tours of Kangaroo Island, and all these products are fully commissionable. We also have the local drivers who have the local knowledge that can provide guests, with the authentic local experience and the insights into the local culture. So why choose us? So all our tours can be booked at any time 3 hours prior to departure. All of our products are commissionable. We have won gold at the SA Tourism Awards in 2018 and 2019. We're an accredited tourism business. We're gold winners for Best Nature-Based Experience on Kangaroo Island, 2020 TripAdvisor Traveller's Choice Award, and we're a family-owned and operated business. So, we very much care about providing a, fantastic wildlife experience for travellers to the island. And that's it. Thank you very much. We hope to see you on Kangaroo Island.
Thank you, Sandy. And just quickly before we move on, Sandy, you're also available to be booked through any, most preferred wholesalers for the domestic travel agents and things?
Absolutely, through all of them, yeah.
Yeah, so just contact your preferred wholesaler, and you'll be able to book through. And even a lot of them are connected, so you can wholesaler for that 3 hours prior to departure time and still get your clients on. So
absolutely.
Very handy for your clients, or even for yourself if you want to come and have a visit and test it out for yourself. So thank you very much, Sandy. We'll jump on now, going across to some accommodation. So we're kind of leaving the Dudley Peninsula now and moving across to American River. And now we have with us Mercure Kangaroo Island Lodge, and we'll be talking to Amy. So fire away, Amy.
Thanks, Matt. Morning, everybody. Just a bit of an introduction, I guess, about me, first of all. So my role is primarily sales and marketing. I do look after our website and our social media, as well as groups. So if you do get any group inquiries, you will actually come through to me. I have worked as a travel agent in the past, so I do know exactly what you guys go through day to day. And I am based in Adelaide. So if you need me to come in, pop into your shops and say hello, feel free to get in contact with me via my email address on screen. Part of the team also consists of our general manager, Ian, and our front office manager is Sue, who you'll probably speak to if you contact the hotel direct. So we are a Mercure branded franchise hotel under the network of Accor. So basically what that means is we are owned and operated by ourselves, but we utilise the Mercure brand. So we are essentially independent, but under Mercure. Hotel has been owned by 3 South Australian businessmen for over 20 years. So yeah, very much about keeping it within the state. And our motto is to relax, discover and indulge. So yeah, that sounds pretty good to me right about now. Lots of history. So we were actually the first guest house built on KI, and we accept everyone, including groups. So staying with us is like a big, warm and socially distanced hug, which obviously we have to abide by these days. And it's just really about getting away from it all. So it's a very quiet environment in American River. We offer a fantastic dining experience in our award-winning restaurant Reflections, clean, comfortable rooms, and you know, just beautiful facilities and the opportunity to spot some wildlife. So more than just a hotel, definitely an experience. So where we are, as I mentioned, in American River, so halfway between Kingscote and Penneshaw. So it takes about 30 minutes to get to us from both the airport and the ferry terminal. So it is a really beautiful part of the island, very pristine, right on the waterfront and amongst nature. Move to next slide. So what we offer, so we've got 38 rooms in total. So they consist of our water view, bay view and pool view categories. I'm not going to go into what each room actually offers. If you do want a room description sheet, I can actually email that to you. But, you know, normal hotel facilities. We are on the waterfront, as I mentioned, beautiful views out of all of the rooms, swimming pool, children's paddle pool, our award-winning restaurant, beautiful outdoor atrium. You can sit out and have a lovely glass of Kangaroo Island wine, tennis court, pool table darts. We've actually got some walking trails as well. There's a short 20-minute one at the back of the property, and there's also a couple that go out along the waterfront. We do a pelican feeding experience, which is unique to us. What happens is every second day, guests can wander down to the foreshore right out the front of the hotel, and they can actually throw whiting pieces, the offcuts from the restaurant from the night before, out to the pelicans. So yeah, that's done every second day, just after breakfast at about 9:15. So just check with our people if that's happening. So, and again, environmentally friendly. So we do recycle as much as possible. We do have a lovely little garden out the back for our produce as well. So just a little bit about fire recovery and COVID. I just thought I'd pop this slide in just to let you guys know. Everyone probably realises where the fires were now. So in American River, nowhere near the fires, which we were very fortunate. You've probably seen a lot of regrowth pictures as well. So lots of green coming back now, which is fabulous. And Flinders Chase, of course, has reopened after it was closed for a while. So in terms of us for COVID, so we came out of hibernation 1 July, and it's been so busy, which is fantastic. We've done so many changes, so you can rest assured sending people over to stay with us. You know, they're going to have a very safe experience. So we not only have the ATEC COVID ready certification, but we also have the Accor All Safe certification. So you can rest assured guests will be very well looked after. So some new news. We actually got awarded as well Traveller's Choice, TripAdvisor's Traveller's Choice for the hotel and the restaurant. So basically what that means is the hotel is in the top 10% in the world, and the restaurant as well, which is absolutely amazing. So we're very excited to hear about that. So again, you can rest assured, yeah, fantastic place to stay. How to book us? You can book direct with us. If you want to contact me direct on my email address, marketing@kilodge.com.au, I can definitely set you up. or you can book through your preferred wholesaler. So we are with everyone, and food is also commissionable in packages, so bear that in mind. Now, just a little video for you guys, just to have a little bit of a look at the property. So hopefully it works. Matt. So I don't know if you guys are getting the music at all, but I will just talk a little bit. So this is basically looking out over the top of the property. And over the waterfront of American River. All the beautiful birds. So these are our water view rooms, which are our highest category, very spacious, and all have water views. These are our pool view rooms, which are our lead-in. And lastly, our bay view rooms. So these are our mid-range rooms. And again, all have beautiful views looking out over the waterfront. We're lucky to have a lot of the glossy black cockatoos on our property too. So while the video is still going, I'll just let you know about an industry discount that we do. So we offer a rate of $139 during off-peak and $169 during peak season for you guys. So if you do want to come over, please contact me on my email address. That rate does include breakfast for up to 2 people as well. So we're pretty busy over October, November, but early December, come and have a look and come and have a stay with us. We'd love to have you guys over. Beautiful. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, Amy. So that's okay. We do have a few questions that have come through, so we'll try and get through as many as we can as quickly as possible. So Sandy, you've got a few questions that have come through, so I might fire off to you first. First of all, I might actually answer this one. Someone's just asking for an email contact. So yes. What will happen as when tomorrow, everyone will get sent a copy of this presentation, and I'll include all the presenters' details and their email contact addresses as well. So that'll be the best way for everybody to get the contact details from everyone that presented today. We've got a question about needing wetsuits. Is the water cold? Do you need wetsuits year round?
Well, we put wetsuits on for a couple of reasons, and yes, it is cold because it's a great Southern Ocean. But I like to say, you know, you feel alive when you jump in. But it's compulsory to wear wetsuits obviously for comfort in the water, but for their safety as well, just to provide extra buoyancy for guests. So if they do have limited swimming ability as well, we do fit life jackets and have noodles as well available.
Thank you. And then with the Dolphin Seal 2-hour tour, how long is the swim component of the cruise?
Well, it sort of depends on the wildlife. So each tour is actually different, and I do explain that to customers because I do get asked that question a lot. We'll first, in the first instance, get in the water with the dolphins. And it depends on how interactive they can be. So it can be in the water for 5 to 10 minutes. It can be for 15 to 20 minutes. Now with the seals, it's slightly different because it's free snorkeling along the coast, and you're generally in the water for a lot longer. So that can be up to 25, 30 minutes in the water. And then some people just choose to do it with coastal snorkeling at the same time as well. So it depends on, you know, what people want to do on the day and what the wildlife chooses to do on the day.
Perfect. And now this one's, Amy, for you. Is breakfast based on a set of a la carte for groups now?
So for groups, what we're doing is we can actually still do buffet, but solely just for that particular group. So they will have their own section for buffet. All other FIT staying, we're doing breakfast based on order. So they can still have their full breakfast with eggs and, you know, bacon and all of that. But that side of it for FIT will be order based, and groups will have their own buffet.
Okay. This one's again for you, Amy. Are there core plus member rates?
Yeah, definitely. So yes, Accor members will get special rates staying with us. So yeah, that's not a problem at all. You can just contact our reservation teams, or if you do have a setup with Accor, you can actually book direct through Accor.
Perfect. Nicola, this one's for you. When will those bell tents be available to book?
So once we get the rates and everything set in place, we will go out earlier. They will be ready for mid-December, but we'll get rates out by, I reckon, November. So sellable from November and bums in tents by mid-December.
Perfect. Just in time for Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is always a difficult question, and this is really for everybody, but maybe we'll get everyone's opinion on this. But what do you suggest minimum length of stay on the island?
I would say 5 days.
Nicola, we'll start with you.
How long's a piece of string? I mean, domestically, I would definitely say a minimum of 4 days.
Yep. Amy?
Yeah, agree. We're seeing bookings now for, you know, 4, 5, 6 days. So from a domestic point of view.
Yeah.
Sandy?
I agree, 5 days. Yeah, I think, you know, anything up to a week is good, because then you can get to see, you know, most parts of the island in that time. It's a very big island, so you need to allow enough time to experience everything on the island.
And Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. A definite shift towards the sort of longer 6-7 night stays. Gives you time to have time on a property, and it gives you time to go see the island, because it's a lot bigger than people think.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that. I went over in June, which is the middle of winter, which would probably not traditionally be the peak time for Kangaroo Island, but it's great for seeing wildlife and just how green everything is. Now, I went over with my 2-month-old at the time, and the best thing about the island is it's so family friendly, and everywhere we went there was facilities for us, which we were very nervous about, particularly being new parents. The thing that came with that too is, even though we were there for 7 days all up, we still didn't get the chance to see everything. We had our own car and we were trying to see as much as we possibly could, but there's so much to see on the island. And always remember, Kangaroo Island is the 3rd largest island off Australia, with Tasmania being the largest. It is a lot bigger than a lot of people think. So I think people will think Kangaroo Island is about the size of Dudley Peninsula, but that's one part of the entire island. So it's just something to take into account. And this one, again, is probably, anyone can really answer this one. Is it probably best to rent a car on the island to get around? I would say if you're trying to explore as much of the island as possible, yes, but I would look to hire a car, but always include at least 1 or 2 days of touring with a local while you're there, because places that you just can't get access to. And the other thing when you're renting a car is insurance doesn't cover you after dark if you're on an unsealed road, and there's maybe 2 sealed roads on Kangaroo Island. It's very, very good dirt roads, but it's just something to take into account for your clients when you're booking them. More questions coming through, which is great. So sorry if we've run over time, but important to get to all of these questions. Now, I've just got one for international visitors. Is it worth visiting for 2 days, 1 night, or 3 days, 2 nights?
Yeah, I mean, it's with the international business, it varies so hard because it all really depends on their Australian itinerary. A lot of international guests have got like 2 weeks to fit in all of Australia. So as much as we would definitely love 3 days, 2 nights, I'm sure we all understand that it's sometimes difficult to fit everything in Australia into that. So you'll see the highlights of Kangaroo Island in 2 days, but you won't get to experience the full, the beauty of the island in that time. But, you know, we also understand that it's tough to fit everything into an Australian itinerary.
Thanks, Nicola. And what I would say to that is you can see everything that Australia offers in South Australia. So spend as much time here as possible, and spending more time on the island is definitely worth it. I might be biased working for the South Australian Tourism Commission, but hey, you're watching this webinar, so we'll take it if we can, and come and visit SA for as long as possible. We've also just had one question early on that Dave answered, but I might just put that out just so everyone can hear in case they didn't see it. They were just asking what are the options to get from the ferry, the airport to Sea Dragon Lodge, and then from the lodge to different activities on the island.
Yeah, so we can offer transfers as part of an all-inclusive package or just on their own. Or like everyone's been saying, you can rent a car, really good car rental facilities at Kingscote Airport, which is the airport on the island, and at the ferry terminal as well. So entirely up to you really. If you did want to, if you were just with us for 3 days and you're going to tour with us for 2 days, you probably wouldn't need your own car. But if you were having an extended stay and you wanted that freedom to move around a bit as well, absolutely rent your own car. And all parts of that, all the transfers are fully commissionable with us as well.
Thank you very much, Dave. And thank you everybody else for not dropping off and staying on for an extra 10 minutes of today's presentation. It really, really is appreciated. So just on behalf of the SATC, I'd like to thank all the presenters today. Thank you for talking about your businesses and about Kangaroo Island. It really is appreciated. I'm sure the agents will very much enjoy getting that first-hand knowledge of what things they take their clients on Kangaroo Island. So thank you very much. Oh, we've got one more question that's just popped in, just asking how long have the presenters lived on KI? So we'll quickly just go that. Nicola, how long have you been on KI for?
16 years.
And then I know Amy is actually offshore off KI, but how long have you been working at Mercure KI Lodge for?
So I've actually combined probably about 10 years.
And Sandy?
So I was born on Kangaroo Island, so I've been on and off for 40 years, but my parents were born here, so I think I'm a local.
I dare say that's pretty local. And Dave, your accent might give it away just a little bit. I don't think you might have been born on KI. How long have you
been rumbled? I'm the immigrant. I've only been here about 6 months, but our owner Steve has been here over 10 years, and our tour guides 10 to 15 years. So long time for those guys.
Okay, thank you. We've just had one question that's come through on an update for the West Coast fires. Now, we have actually done a webinar previously on Kangaroo Island, and that did focus on the recovery of KI as well. Just a quick thing to let you know now, everything on the western side as far as national parks, except for Kelly Hill Caves, is open again, and it's open to the public. Now, there are limited numbers that go in, but that's more for COVID reasons as opposed to fire reasons. So you can still visit. Everything is now open. All the roads are open. And obviously the fires have gone out quite some time ago. As far as when you're traveling through that western part of the islands, you will still see fire damage. Absolutely. You can certainly see that. But at the same time is this amazing regrowth. And there's a lot of pros to that as well. Is one, wildlife viewing is far, far easier because there's a lot less of the undergrowth there. And with all of those new shoots coming up, obviously a lot of the animals are feeding on those as well. So it's a great time to visit the island because you still have access to everything on that western coast. Just some of the businesses that were there previously, like Southern Ocean Lodge, is coming back, but it's going to take a little bit of time for that to build. So I think at the moment we're looking at 2022, but obviously that might change as things move forward. There's also, I think Hanson Bay Wildlife Park is still hasn't recovered yet, and so that's still being rebuilt too. But there's still plenty of experiences and a lot of other wildlife areas that you can see, but you do have access to that west side of the island as well. So I hope that has answered your question. If you do want to know more about KI, you can certainly visit Kangaroo Island Tourism. They've got a lot of information on their website. You can also view our trade website. If you go to the Kangaroo Island region, we do have a big spiel about the fires and how it is currently there, as well as watch the Series 1 webinar on Kangaroo Island. Kylie, who's the Regional Tourism Manager for Kangaroo Island, presented, and she spoke at length about how the island has recovered And that was a couple of months ago. And obviously, as time moves forward, it just is improving again and again. So hopefully that has answered your question. I'll probably will cut it there. If you do have any more questions come through, send them to trade@sa.gov.au. And I can go out to these guys if I need to get any help to answer them. But if they're more specific like that, then I can certainly answer as best as my ability. I mean, does anyone have anything to add to that, or was that pretty covered for what things are on the West Coast at the moment?
Yeah, that's good, Matt.
Yeah, okay, perfect. No, I just want to make sure, because I mean, it's been a few months since I've been there, but I just know it would be even better than when it was over in June. So again, thank you very much for joining in, and tune in next week when we go to another region to learn all about tourism businesses here in SA. So thanks a lot. See you later.